what I'd like to tell you, and you should get this out of all this thing, is the only thing you need to be afraid of is being afraid of. You should never be afraid of this thing. Okay, it's normal, and it's usually virtual, just in your head. There's nothing, no fears out there. Okay, it's just in your head. So before I tell my story, I'll give you the context. I've given it a lot of thought, and I've written a lot of stuff about it. I'll tell you in simple words that fear is a mechanism we have developed over thousands of years, and the initial purpose of this mechanism is to protect us from real dangers, that threaten our lives. Okay, so it's a mammoth here. This is something to be afraid of, if you see it. Okay, so and this guy was afraid of it, and he ran away, or many of them tried to kill it. Okay, so this mechanism is in our DNA, and together with this, because the first guy who didn't see, who never saw a mammoth in his life, he maybe tried to pet it, okay, and he got killed. So the next ones that learned from it, through this trial and error, they started being proactive, okay. They started learning that, okay, there are dangers out there trying to kill us, and we need to be proactive. And they started guessing about dangers, okay. This is the inner mechanism. This is the bad thing with fear. It's not that I'm afraid of something I'm seeing, it's I'm afraid of something that may happen, may come to me, okay? And we're trying to be proactive all the time. Things have changed a lot, especially in the last 200 years, okay? I think 200 years ago, you still had to be afraid of, even from humans, okay? I mean, someone with a sword would come and kill you. You should be proactive. Lock in your home and all this. In our civilization now, we don't have to do this, okay? But the mechanism is still there. It's still working against us now, because we're safe, we're not threatened from something. And another thing that came in our lives is schools and classes and teachers, okay? And they teach us. The teaching and knowledge is good, but it has been done in a bad way for many, many years. And as I've seen, we've replaced the fear of mammoth with the fear of failure. Because with this thing, we've been taught things, and we've been tested, examined, and challenged and all this. And if we failed in this, we were pointed from others as losers. Okay, if we were good at this, we were the good ones. Okay, but this was not real life, it wasn't a class. But this happened early on in our lives, okay? And we've been grown up with the fear of failing. And with all this mechanism of proactiveness, suddenly we're being proactive on failing. And this keeps you from doing anything. You're just there. And what makes you do is create a comfortable zone. I disagree with the comfortable zone because it's not comfortable at all. It's not a comfortable zone. It's really, really bad. I mean, all these things that, oh, Monday again. And then it's, oh, Friday, yes, this is life. It's like 5 out of 7 days. It's fucking horrible, okay, in your life. This is not comfortable. So, what is it? It's just that you know this thing, you know what it is, you know how to handle. Even women get beaten up by their husbands, and they still stay there because they know what it is, while if they leave, they don't know what they'll face. And this proactive mechanism keeps them in the same shitty situation. Okay, so this, for me, is what I've seen working in me against my life. I've done many, many mistakes, spent a lot of time in my life doing wrong things because of this mechanism. And I've seen many, many people around doing it. I've seen even people advising me what to do in my life based on this mechanism. Of course, it's not easy even to explain them why you're doing this, when you realize this. Okay, so let's start with my story and Grace, together the last 4 years. And what you do as an antidote to the fear is the leap of faith. You don't know where you're going, okay? And the only thing to go and do it is have faith that, okay, how worse can it be than what I live now and I don't like it, okay? And the other thing is, if I like it a little bit, the most dangerous situation in your life is to be quite good, because you will stay there forever, okay? While there are many, many, many better things out there. But you will never go because you don't know it, and you're afraid to do this leap of faith and move to the fog, to the jungle, and discover it. Okay, so we did our leap of faith, let's see when. I was living in Kalamata for 9 years, where I met Greg. I was a freelance web developer from my early years from the university, and then I found the most comfortable thing you can do in Greece, being a teacher, a computer teacher at schools, small kids and more older kids. And if you know about Greece and about teaching, it's the perfect job. 120 days per year working for 19 hours per week, okay? And with very, very flexible working hours, and having fun with kids, especially for computer teachers. We say teaching would be the best job if there was not the fitness teacher in schools, you know, the guy who takes the kids out just to play ball. Okay, so I was a teacher there, had fun, very, very comfortable for me, okay, because I had insurance, everything I needed, a good salary for very few hours, and I could do the freelance job. I had very, very good income per month. This was the trap, that you have a good salary and you can do all these average things that one can do. Okay, but still paying the bills, still worrying about the bills, and etc. etc. This is Greg, my co-founder. So he did many, many things in his life. This is a picture when he was an employee at the bank. Taking pictures around Christmas when no one stepped in the bank. He was just taking selfies, how much I'm bored and all this, posting them on Facebook and telling people to talk to me because I'm going to die from boredom. So he changed many jobs. He went to work for Vodafone, online marketing manager for Costa Navarino in Greece and other things. Okay, and with this comfortable environment, in quotes, the comfortable, we went to a trip to spend our money. Road trip to see Red Hot Chili Peppers at Vienna. So this is in the concert. Very happy. Yes, it's a great life because we have this small window where we can party. Okay, so we went there, and while we were walking around Vienna and Budapest, I think this is Budapest, on a bridge, we were trying to find where to spend our money. And it was a horrible thing that we wanted to go somewhere and spend money on drinks. All the information in Hungary, I think, was in Hungarian. All the reviews and all this, so we couldn't figure out where to go. All the information were so obsolete because they told you, okay, this is 7 stars, but it's closed now. It's 7 stars where we had a party. Many information that you not updated, that only a local could know. And I said, I want to spend my money, I would pay a local to tell me now where should I go and spend them in the best way. Okay, rather than walking around the tourist places and going the first thing you could find. So this was the idea that everyone has, okay? But it was good enough to put us in thoughts and decide to make the decision of quitting our previous lives. Okay, so my decision, I don't know if you know, some of you may know the story, okay? I was the legendary teacher in Greece. For 1 week I was all around the media because I tried to quit and they wouldn't let me quit. This is Greece. Welcome. Live your myth. So, I mean, it's worth saying 5 minutes of the story, Marcos, okay? As parenthesis. I mean, when I said I would quit, I went to the administration education there and said, okay, hi guys. Almost in the beginning of the crisis, with people wanting to work. I said, okay, I want to quit. I said, no, you can't. I mean, what do you mean you can't? No, you could do it until 5th of August. This is 10th of August. You should have applied for 5th of August. And now what? And I said, okay, now next year. So this is like jail. I mean, I need to work. I said, yes. I said, look, I have to start my business. I won't come at school, okay? So I'm just leaving. He said, no, you can leave. Okay, anyway, I'm informing, I said, what's the other solution? I started reading the laws, and they said, okay, the only way to do it is stop going at school, obviously. And after 21 days of without excuse, non-excused absence from school, they will fire you. Okay, let's get fired. So I informed my school very, very early on that from September, 1st of September, so I will not cause problems to you, because on 13th the lessons start. You'll have a week without me, actually. But then you will fire me. I said, okay, are you sure? Yeah, okay. So I stopped going at school. First day, What have you informed? First day the school calls, Alex, you're not here. Yeah, I know. But, okay, look, we won't say you are not here, okay? But please try to come. I told him, no, you must say I'm not here. Because I'm counting days of not being there, so I can get fired. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, but you will never get hired again in the public sector. I don't want to get hired in the public sector. Please, let me get fired. Okay, 21 days go by, 1 month goes by, I'm waiting for the phone call, nothing. 2 months go, still getting paid. 2 months go by, no one calls. Okay, fuck it. I'm getting the phone and I say, okay, administrative, yes, I'm not going to school. Okay, are you going to fire me? Say, Alex, this is a difficult situation for us. I mean, it's so hard for us to fire someone without wanting him to leave the job. But I want to leave, but I won't get hired again, but I don't want to get hired again. Okay, this is very hard for us. I mean, no one could take this responsibility of me saying I want to quit. Okay, and they want to resign. They rejected my resignation, and then I had to fire me. Very heavy to fire someone. So, I pushed things there. I tried to find a way to stop my salary going on. I returned back many taxes and all this. They have keeping it from me. Anyway, I put money from my pocket back and waiting for this. We made the company with Greg, and this went on. Someday, so the story is, finally, after 5 months, they accepted my resignation. And 3 months later, when they started, when Troika started pushing for firing from people from the public sector, I received a letter saying, okay, we're recalling the resignation, and we're hiring you back again, and we're going to fire you. Because they wanted to count fired people. And this is when I got crazy, and okay, I had some people, and then this started independent, and this created a domino of publicity. And finally, I had all the Greek mechanism in the public sector and from the Ministry of Education, trying to say, okay, cool down, we're going to fire you, we're going to get you out of the, right? Just don't make all this. I said, no, I'm going to make all this, okay, and please get me out of this right away. So,
but still nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. No. I had.
Someone.
No. They did it in 2 months. After this, 2 months after this, I was fired properly. Okay. So, and this is another decision. This is at Greg's home at Kalamata. This is another thing. Greg was not a public servant. He was at Christodoulou in online marketing. His brother has helped him to get this job. Okay, I mean, he talked to the right people. He said, okay, let's see this guy. He liked him. They liked him, and they hired him. And now this is another fear you're going to face when you take such decision. That, oh my God, now I need to explain to everyone why I'm doing this. Why? Because everyone around you, in their way, they have been engaged in your life and in your things. And now he had to explain to his brother why I'm going to leave this job after 1 year so fast that you have helped me to get, and he was exposed to all these people. And he asked his brother to help him in Athens. His brother was living in Athens, to give him just a bed anywhere in the warehouse, just to sleep for the time, because we were going to move in Athens. And he said, no, I'm not going to make it easy for you. I'm not giving you anything. Don't come in the home. I won't host you. Okay. So he started living with me, my ex-girlfriend there. We had this guy, who is not the best guy to have your home. Okay. And we had him for months. Okay. So he's also taking this decision. I remember, and we're still remembering, he was telling to me, look, okay, let's make the Lokis, the startup we made. And when we have 1,000 users, I will quit. I'm saying, great, why is it 1,000 and not 500 or 2,000? This is in your brain. You just need something to postpone it because you're afraid. Let's do it with 0 users, no product, no nothing. Just focus on it, give everything, sacrifice everything. And he said, okay, he quit it, we started, okay? And the first amateur and noob mistake you do with your startup, every startup that respects his path does this mistake. First, the logo. Okay, first you create a logo, then you go. So we find a name, we find the logo, many disputes on why it should be like that and all this, as if it matters. And we're ready to go. And we make Lokis. Okay, for the first time in our lives, we had to do something, create something ourselves. Okay, from a loser trying to get a job that someone else created or the public sector created for you to go there and do nothing. Now you need to do things. Okay, it's an amazing trip. Okay, full of challenges, full of fears, and many mistakes. So first challenge, and the first thing you're afraid of when you want to quit and focus 100%. This is the main reason no one starts properly. From the people we meet is, yeah, okay, but I can't quit my job because I need this money and I will do it as a side project on weekends or night or whatever, because they're afraid. It's natural that you get out of money and you will die. I don't think so anyway, but you're afraid of something. Okay, this is the money, no money. So we solved it in a way with selling everything we had, clothes, my musical instruments. Greg's, he had a good lifestyle, his cava, his wine refrigerator, and these are Greg's. Wine refrigerator, PlayStation, okay, these are mine. Bike and musical instruments and clothes. So we started selling everything we had to survive a few months. He had no home. This is at Collab. I don't know if any of you met Collab. It was the first co-working space in Athens. Now it's closed. It failed too. And this was the smallest room they had with no plugs, power plugs in it, no air conditioning, whatever. We were like rats, and we were sleeping there from day to night. Okay, this is our VC, our first VC. This is Greg's mother. Okay, through this, we got all her pension every month. I mean, we were waiting. We were waiting with the card. Greg had the ATM card of his mother, and going to the machine every day, seeing the pension is in. When we had the pension, we were funded every month. Follow-up investment. So, and finally we launched. Okay, so we launched Loki's. It was a mobile app that would help travelers enjoy their trip by having information from locals right away on their phone, real time. So I wanted to find, I'm here, I want to find a good bar. I opened Loki's, I asked a question. Locals would receive this question right away in the phones. They would reply and tell you, give you direct, accurate directions where to go. Okay, either it's a restaurant, bar, whatever. And you would pay them for that. So it's like having an assistant in your travels. Okay. We started this. Yes, we had our first and last celebration with Loki's, with the first 1,000 users. We got early traction. We got the locals starting to put information in, and we had more places than TripAdvisor had in Athens from locals. And we got our first funding from Open Fund, 60k euros, and started the first roller coaster. I would say we upgraded our office at the Collab. We went with this. It looked huge to us. I said, "Whoa, look at the space." We had 2 desks and all this. So this was an upgrade. Publicity, the same stuff that happens to everyone. He feels great. Oh yeah, the journalist came to me. We got our first employee, Arthur. Now he's working at Ticktail in Sweden. This boy hasn't studied anything. This is one of the best things you can enjoy with your startup. Especially even if it's a failure, you see the people that got engaged, where they're going after this. This guy, when we hired him, he was a student of me in Kalamata. Okay. He didn't study anything. He loved computers. He was always bugging me at school with hacking. And because we needed some hacking stuff to do, I said, okay, let's get Arthur. We called him. He was living, he's born and raised in Soviet Union, from a Moldavian mother, a Russian father, who came and grew up in a village out of Kalamata with no papers. He was like a ghost. He couldn't go out because the police would get him and move him out of the country. He lived in a small room with no windows when we got him, and his mother, no papers again. He was, for 3 months, like jail, you know, it's like pre-jail because he was an illegal immigrant. So, and the neighbor was giving him food every day to eat, 1 plate per day, nothing more. So, and this was what we were talking, like, okay, how did you manage to find someone who's in bigger need than us? I mean, but this guy, now, yeah, I mean, Greg was taking when we hired him, Greg was taking the pension of his mother, and then he said, okay, we were splitting the pension, we were looking at Arthur and said, oh fuck, okay. He was taking money out of our money, anyway, but we got the fund later on. He didn't know anything about startups and all this. Now he's working at Ticktail, a huge, very well startup in Sweden, a global startup. He's an expert in Android developing. Many people want him. I mean, he's doing like 5,000 euros per month, and he's saving them because he wants to make his own startup before 30 and succeed. So we changed this way of life of this guy to something totally different. This is one of the good rewards you have. So anyway, a roller coaster, meaning we were going good in Greece, yeah, a lot of hype and all this and users and stuff. But then things were not going as well as we wanted, and we tried to launch in New York. We launched in New York, it went better there. And then we launched in San Francisco, and we were running out of money. So we had to empty the office and leave. But we said, okay, I think we had around 5,000 or 4,000 euros left, and I told Greg, okay, why don't we spend this last money, since we're fucked up, this is a failure, wherever can see it, why don't we go and spend it with a trip to San Francisco and at least see how they work there, what they do, how they think and all this. So we booked a ticket and went to San Francisco. And then we had a new roller coaster starting. So we booked this Airbnb home. This is Greg. There was only one bed in this Airbnb. He snores a lot. We couldn't sleep together on the bed, so I had to sleep here all the time. But then we tried to get advice from people, and there's a quote in Silicon Valley: if you want money, go for advice. If you want advice, go for money. Some of you may know what that means. Okay, because if I don't care about your money, and I'm asking for advice, you will meet me better, you'll see the challenges, it's more transparent, and maybe you like the team because you see the whole thing, and you'll invest in me. If I come for your money, you will tell me why you're not investing in me, this is the best advice I can give you. And then I can improve my business in order to get money. It's like validation. So we didn't go for validation, we went for advice, and suddenly we ended up in the first 3 days, when they saw us, two guys going from Greece with all this story, they said, okay, I want to invest in this. And suddenly we're finding $200,000, and we're calling Open Fund, we say, okay, we'll get this money, they say, okay, we're following up, and then Odyssey comes and says, okay, we're going to invest too, and suddenly we're having around $1 million in the first 3 days in US. We're ending up invited in a millionaire's antique vintage boat. This is a vintage boat watching the America-US Cup there. Greg is like he owns the boat. You can see that, he's bored like a boat. But the truth is, he's so tired from sleeping here, no one could see why he was always with a drink or drinking, but it's like he owns the boat. So, new offices in Athens, new app, new rebranding. We saw Yelp in the US, and we said, okay, this is the thing, we're going to beat Yelp and make something real, alive, and beat the Yelp with the reviews, long reviews and reading and all this. We have people recommending places to people. So the challenge was to beat Yelp with this app. We had traction, again, the same thing, publicity, people calling you, Al Jazeera coming and saying, oh, what are you doing here, guys? Yeah, one of the next big things coming from Greece is all this. A nice team. Arthur in a better condition now, launching the team, and finally, this is the thing, when you get an investment, the bigger the investment is, the bigger the challenges are, and you need, it's not nothing to celebrate, because when you get a lot of money, you need much more impressive results, okay? So the challenge now was, are we going to make millions of users, okay? Because this is the only way for a social app like ours to succeed. You need a lot of eyes, spending a lot of time in your app. So we could manage this, and last year, around this time, November, we said, okay, again, San Francisco. We went to San Francisco again, trying to get advice. This time we didn't get any money. And from the advice we got, it was obvious that we've pivoted many times, tried different things, there was nothing else to do. And we said, okay, the most precious thing we have is time. We had more money left, but we said, okay, you'll find money if you have the right product. This is the wrong product, it can work, so let's return the money back to the investors, and save as money as possible we can give them, and move on. So, again, many fears. I mean, maybe this was one of the most stressful moments in our lives. And actually, you don't know what you're afraid of. I mean, this is obvious, okay, this doesn't work, you move on, but you're afraid of something, and this is the DNA mechanism you have in you. You're afraid of this. I don't know, you're afraid of the people saying you just lost, while all Greece was looking at you and many interviews and people saying, oh, these guys are doing great. And you'll go back and say, guys, that's the end. So here's a picture we took at San Francisco, and then when we took the decision that this is over, let's have this to remember. Okay? So, And we came back, London, a new roller coaster. This is an actual roller coaster here in the UK. And after we took some rest, again, the fear of what am I going to do? I was trying to see, can I do a freelancer job, get some money, find a new stuff to do. A big stress in your mind to do something. And this is where Greg is great. He's just saying, no, sit down, relax, enjoy. You don't have an idea to do. But now you don't have anything. If you don't have anything, do it, nothing. Okay. And how am I going to live? Again, the same question. I just borrowed money from a rich friend I had. I told him, look, I will borrow this money. I don't know when I give them back to you. Okay. But I need money so that I don't work. This is a hard way to ask money from a friend. Eh? Give me money because I don't want to work. He said, okay, get it. You actually find, if you ask, you get it, most of the times. So I got this money just to survive without forcing myself to do something because I have to do something and get money to pay the bills. This was a great thing to do. Greg also did the same. And eventually when we relaxed and sit down and let back all this stress and the depression of failing, we said, okay, what are we going to do next? We put down our weaknesses and strengths from the previous challenge. We knew where we were good and where we were bad. This is very important for you to know. And we said, okay, according to all this, we should choose a good business model in Europe that makes money, blah, 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 many, many things. And we decided to do Weengs. So Weengs, here's what we do now, is a way to change how people send parcels. It's not so sexy, but it's very useful. So up to now, if you want to send a parcel, you'll package it yourself, find the materials, package it, go to the post office, or schedule a pickup from DHL, UPS, My Hermes. After you've searched around to see what's the best price for your package, which you don't know how to package it properly to get the best price. So with Weengs, you just get our mobile app on App Store, download it, please, and you just take a photo of the item, and you tell us where you want it to go. Just that. And then you request a pickup. That means we come in 30 minutes after you request a pickup, so it's an on-demand service. We take the item as it is. You don't have to package it. We put it in a bag or a proper wrapping to get it to our warehouse. And at our warehouse, we're doing professional packaging with top quality materials with the best practices. After we have packaged the item, we know the dimensions of the weight. We compare prices among Royal Mail, My Hermes, Parcel Force, DHL, UPS. We find the best price for this package and we ship it at the same price. You pay £5 for the pickup. Either you have one item or 20 items, you pay £5 for the pickup. So for £5 you have this convenience. The shipping cost is the same with what you would pay, but we have found the best price for you and you have saved the materials and the time. Okay, so this is a very, 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 very useful service. People love it in London. Okay. And this is going better. This is our first box. When we came in February in London, this is the first box we made with a blue tape because it's branded. It's just a blue tape with paper cut with scissors stuck on the box. It's from Juan. This is Juan. He's a guy from Reload, Greece. He just called us, okay, I know we were doing something with packages and I have these glasses. I want to return them because I lose the refund. They need to go today. We said, don't worry, we're on demand service. So Greg went on a bus, went to got the glasses, and then we were staring at the glasses and said, okay, now what? How do we package this? And we packaged it like that. Yeah, we had this logo. This time we didn't make the same mistake. We just copied a similar business in the US called Ship. We took the logo, it was a wing, we doubled it, we turned around, and we put wings underneath. It was great, the first logo. Okay, now it's our own logo, of course. But when we start, we spend the least time and money we can. Okay, I was doing the pickups with the bike. Greg here is trying to measure the label. We didn't know anything about shipping. Eh? Trying to measure how big are the labels, so what to buy, how to print them. We didn't know anything. But this is how you start. You don't need to be afraid of this. The big challenge was, this is huge, this is the biggest challenge. Acquire customers. Everything else, trust me, it's easy. The hardest part is acquire customers. Know the customers first, and then acquire them. I think knowing is even more difficult. If you know them, acquiring them is easier. If you don't know them, acquiring is almost impossible. So we started doing various tricks. For example, we went to cars and we printed vouchers with the Zipcar logo on it, as if it was a Zipcar voucher, to use Weengs. Saying, oh, we're using Zipcar, thank you, it was a smart move, now use Weengs. So we went on every Zipcar in London and put it vouchers. We went out of post office. This is a legendary moment in my life because I went out of a big post office here at the Ring and said, welcome to the post office, never come again. And they were giving me a voucher. And all people were very, very curious. What's this? What are you telling me about? Confused. I was right out of the door. So, of course, the manager came out with his suit. He grabbed me, said, what the fuck are you doing here? He said, informing about our service. He said, you are turning my customers away out of my business. I said, no, I'm informing them. We're using Royal Mail. We're giving you people, customers. He started grabbing my vouchers and said, no, you're not going to take them. And a proper fight. Okay, so we had a proper fight. Yeah, then we abandoned this because it didn't work. Anyway, we were again challenged very much. We also faced failure on July, I think. I mean, nothing worked. We've spent lots of money. We got an investment from our previous investor from Loki's. He was so satisfied with our failure before that he reinvested. That's a good thing. And we had Apostolos Apostolakis too, that he refused to invest in the previous startup, and he wanted to invest right away in the next startup. So he believed in the team, but not the product, the previous startup. So these were good indications for us. So we had some money, we almost spent them. We were running out of money again. Nothing worried about customer acquisition because we didn't know our customers. And we were really, really depressed again and afraid on July. Fortunately, this is when we said, okay, I have nothing to lose now. I'm going right away with it. We started talking to everyone we knew in London. And we started saying, do you know an eBay seller? Do you know an Etsy seller? Do you know anyone who wants to send anything? We've tried to send even one parcel per week from anyone. Just asking. Do you have a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend? And that's how we got our first very few customers. That's how people started learning about us. And we got a good B2B partnership right now. So right now we got more money because we're doing over 50 shipments per day. We're almost at 100 shipments per day. It's growing with over 100% per week, the business. It's a huge thing. And actually, whatever we were afraid of never happened. This is very, very important. We were always afraid. This is normal. What you should know, what I think, this is what you learn after 1, 2, 3 years of challenges, is that whatever you're afraid of never happens. We're always wrong about what we were afraid of. It never happened. Other things went wrong, other things happened, other challenges. Never ever one single thing of what we have been afraid of happened. And this is normal, because if you were afraid of things that would happen, no one would fail, okay?